Good morning to everyone who's joined this particular webinar. We love to see you here. Firstly, a very good morning. This is our second webinar from JESPA on how to unlock digital growth for your jewelry retail business. All right. We are doing this on the 18th of February, just for record. And yeah, let's move next. So firstly, let me just give you a brief introduction about JESPA. JESPA stands for Jewelry E-Commerce Service Providers Association. We are a group of people who've come together to simplify and accelerate jewelry e-commerce in India by promoting knowledge and service. That's our mission and our mantra, that we would all want to impart as many experiences and knowledges which we have from our experiences and our working since so many years. We were trying to impart that to our audience via sharing knowledge and services. We intend to be a one-stop solution for all e-commerce related knowledge and services required by jewelers in India, so that all the questions which comes up in how do we really go online, how do we really have a profitable e-commerce business, these are some questions which we need to, or we intend to address overall when we talk about the e-commerce space in the jewelry industry. Right. This JESPA is an initiative at the moment done with 3 people. Okay. Vikrant Rava, who's basically the founder and CEO of Integrity, myself, Yash Shah, I'm the managing director of Trialogic Enterprises, and our speaker for today, which is Mr. Deepak Tulsian, who's the founder of My Wisdom Lane. Now, before we go deep into Deepak ji's vast sea of knowledge, I would like Vikrant Rava to introduce himself so that you can unmute and you can talk to the to participants available here.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see the attendees coming in for our second webinar. And this initiative will be a platform for knowledge sharing and technical discussions on the subject of digital and e-commerce for the jewelry industry. So my name is Vikrant. As you can see, I've been running a company called Integrity, and we are offering solutions for jewelry industry since 2008. So since 2016, we have been involved in content production in terms of photography systems, videography systems from Orbit View. So, and we are working closely with a lot of brands, a lot of jewelers to figure out and solve their content creation solution. So that's it. Thanks and all the best. Bye.
Thank you so much, Vikrant, for sharing such valuable insights about your experience. I would also like to introduce Mr. Deepak Tulsian. I think Deepak ji should have a short introduction about himself here, and he's going to be the speaker for today. So let me explain you and just give you a short overview about what he's done. He has 20 plus years of experience in the jewelry, e-commerce and consulting space. He's consulted more than 280 retail jewelers for online, startups, manufacturers, wholesalers, and jewel tech companies, but 280 of them. He comes with a vast sea of knowledge, as we said. We learn from him every day, and I'm sure that, the attendees here will always, will also have a lot of learning from this particular webinar. One quick insight: ask as many number of questions. He would be very, very happy to answer you in all your questions. His mission is to help 10,000 jewelers build a scalable and profitable online jewelry business. Talking about his past experience, he has been an ex-head of eBay, of various, an ex-business head of a jewelry startup. He was a consultant in Capgemini and Frost & Sullivan. He's been featured in the top 10 most promising online gifting startup in 2018 by the Silicon India magazine. So tons of experience for our participants and attendees available here. And yeah, that's Mr. Deepak Tulsian for you. And I think now is a good time, Deepak ji. I would like to hand you the baton. Probably you can elaborate more over yourself and your past experiences, and we can dive into our topic for today.
Sure. Yes, I think you forgot to introduce yourself. Maybe a few lines about yourself.
All right, great. Thank you so much. All right. So my name is Yash Shah, and I am the managing director of Trialogic. We are a Mumbai-based company who basically helps, the entire jewelry industry, to manage, the entire ecosystem of the supply chain available, right from manufacturing to sales, using digital softwares, ERP solutions and various different cataloging solutions which we have to help you manage your businesses better at different endpoints of your in your entire company. So yeah, we call ourselves as the ecosystem of the jewelry industry. Trialogic will help you in the entire supply chain for the entire process. Yeah. Thank you so much, Deepak.
Thank you, Yash. Once again, welcome everyone to today's presentation on how to unlock digital growth for your jewelry retail business. I would cover this presentation in 4 sections. First, I would show you the overall digital opportunity for jewelers in India. Then I would share the 4 steps to grow your jewelry business online profitably. I would also share a digital marketing checklist, which you can use to audit your current digital marketing performance. And then we'll open the floor for live Q&A. In between, if you have questions, please use the Q&A box and enter your questions. We would take them up once the official presentation is over. Moving on, let us begin with a global perspective of e-commerce or online retail. So if you see online retail across all categories in globally, it is 20.3% of total retail. In US, it is 16%, and in India, 7.5%. Versus if you look at online jewelry retail penetration, globally it is 9.2%, US is 13%, and India is 2.3% at this stage. So there are 2 ways to look at it. One, we can say that Indian e-commerce or online jewelry market is currently very small at 2.3%. The other way is to look at the opportunity, the headroom that is shown in US and global markets. There is another, a 5x jump opportunity, and it is expected to reach 7 to 10% in just next 5 years. I would give 2 examples here to share how jewelers are already selling online. So one global example, the largest, diamond jewelry retailer in the world in US, it is Signet, which sells close to 20% of annual sales through online alone. And in India, the largest retailer, Tanishq, does about 3 to 4% to online and omni-channel, and it expects it to become 6 to 7% in just next few years. Now look at it, the jewelry market from domestic point of view and by different segments within jewelry, the product segments. So I've taken 4 main product segments: imitation of fashion jewelry, silver jewelry, low price precious jewelry, the products which are less than 50,000 rupees, gold and diamond jewelry, lightweight products, and high price precious jewelry, typically above 50,000 average price points. So you see, even if the overall online jewelry has 2.3% penetration, the online penetration significantly varies by product categories. Imitation jewelry is already at 8%, silver jewelry 4%, and low price precious jewelry at 4%. High price precious jewelry products above 50,000 has almost negligible online penetration because people still want to touch and feel before buying such a high value product. Now we look at all these 4 product categories also behave differently across different sales channels. For example, imitation jewelry has a high potential in online marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, because they have a huge audience and visitors, unlike just a brand website. Silver jewelry, on the other hand, has high potential in brand websites. The largest, one of the top online silver jewelry player, Jiva, does a lot more business on their own website than on online marketplaces. Similarly, low price precious jewelry, we see high potential in brand website as well as high potential in online influenced offline retail. So there's some news that for CaratLane, almost 90% of customers that come to their physical stores actually are influenced by online. And high price precious jewelry, the impact is relatively low. As I said, the sales online is negligible. Sales on brand website could be limited, and online influenced offline sales is also medium impact because most of the target audience is relatively higher age group, and they're still comfortable with traditional marketing like TV, newspaper, radio, hoarding, magazines, etc. So what we can see is online opportunity significantly varies by product category as well as channel. Now let's see the Indian digital landscape. These figures are as of January 2023. The population is 1.42 billion. 18 years and above age group is almost 70%. So this is the age group which is relevant for jewelry retail. Internet users is 48.7%, WhatsApp users 41%, social media users 32.9%, and online buyers are just 15%. The online buyers in the US is more than 70%. So that's the headroom we are talking about in future as more and more people shopping online. Now, this 15% online buyers is not just jewelry. This is across all categories. Jewelry online buyer could be even further less. So what do we get to see here is online browsers, people who are browsing the internet or social media are far more than online buyers. And hence, online influenced offline retail is also a big opportunity. 75% customers prefer to browse online before buying offline. So even if your customers are buying offline, they're actually doing their homework by researching about you online. Now we'll look at the typical online buyer journey. There are 4 stages. The stage 1 is awareness or know. This is where they have a first interaction with your brand or your product. Then they move to consideration or like stage. They start to like certain brands out of all the brands or products they're exposed to, and they start to evaluate whether to purchase. Then comes purchase or trust. The trust is critical for purchase. Only once you trust something, then only you buy. So that's the third stage. And after that, once you've purchased, comes loyalty or advocacy, which comes when you love the product. And that love happens when your experience after buying the product exceeds the promise or the expectation you had from the product. So I'll explain a little more detail. In the awareness of the no stage, customers realize they have a need or a desire is being created. It's a very top of the funnel, broadest target audience, least ready to buy. For example, a customer discovers your brand on social media for the first time. They are not ready to buy immediately. Hence, when you advertise or boost your post, even if they click on it, they're not ready to buy because they just got exposed to your brand. Then comes consideration or the like stage. Out of all the brands and advertisements that they see, some catches their attention. And that's where they start following, liking the page, interacting with the page. And what they do is they usually will go to Google to search about the product. Or maybe they click on the ad on social media, which takes them to their website, where they can read more about the product, the description, the policies, your about us page, contact details. And they can come back to Google to research about the reviews. So when they come to Google, they not only search about you, but also explore other solutions to compare prices. So this is where the evaluation happens. And having a presence in your own website and Google helps. Then comes purchase. Once they have reviewed the testimonials or reviews, ratings, and made up their mind for a particular brand, they choose a solution. So this is bottom of the funnel. They're ready to buy. At this stage, they will either go back to the website and purchase, or they may come back to a physical retail store and purchase. Once this is done and they get the delivery of the product, they experience the product. If their satisfaction is high, there's a high chance of repeat purchase. And based on how you're treating the customer, not just selling, the relationship with the customer, a loyalty is formed. That's where the magic happens. They start to talk about your brand. So in the stage 1, you were promoting your own brand. And the final stage, when you have loyal customers, they talk about your brand, they spread word of mouth. So this is the online buyer journey. So content marketing plays a key role in online influenced offline retail sales. See, advertisements will get you eyeballs or create awareness for you, but they won't necessarily create like or consideration. By showcasing, you need to showcase content to educate the customer how your product is better than others. And purchase requires trust. Trust requires, customer driven content, ratings, reviews. So unless we focus on content marketing, advertisements will only create awareness. It may not result in purchase. Now we will look at the growth journey of a jewelry retailer in the digital world. Since we saw 2.3% of jewelry retail in India is online, so majority is still offline. So I would start the journey, let's say, from offline retail, a retailer without an online presence. Step 1 could be, having a brand website, not necessarily an e-commerce website. So whatever you are present in offline, the products that you have, the experience that you deliver, try to replicate it online, because that's a store you can control. It's a brand experience. Unlike in social media, there are multiple brands, multiple distractions, but here you can give a controlled brand experience. Then move to social media. There are multiple channels. I would recommend go one channel at a time, master it before you move to all the channels, because it's not a medium just for posting. It's a medium for building a connection, a communication with your customer. So you should be able to be present to timely respond. Once that engagement is built, then you move to e-commerce, whether you're in your own website or through online marketplaces, depending on which product you're selling. Then multi-channel, you can have, conversion through video communication. It can have WhatsApp communication. When you have multiple channels of sale, it becomes multi-channel. And finally, omni-channel, when all the channels are seamlessly integrated, so the customer can switch from one channel to another and get the same experience. So this whole journey, omni-channel retail, is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Take one stage at a time, do it nicely. The future belongs to jewelers that have both jewelry as well as digital expertise, because customers have already shifted digital. Marketing is shifting digital from traditional. We as sellers also need to move and adapt digital. With this, we come to the next section of the presentation. I will share now the 4 steps to grow online profitably. So there are 2 parts. First, I would talk about offline first jewelers who already have an established retail presence, want to go online. The next slide I would cover for digital first jewelers. So let's see from offline first jewelers point of view. The 4 steps are strategy, retention, branding, and acquisition. Let me explain them in little more detail. Strategy is nothing but knowing what you are selling, which channel, who is your customer that you're targeting, how are you better than your competitor, and why are you selling what you're selling. Now, a lot of jewelers can directly jump into acquisition, but I'll explain why this is important. When you know what you are selling, you would be able to select the right channel. As I showed, different channels behave differently for different type of product. A lot of times it so happens that high price product we are trying to sell on online marketplaces and we are burning money, we are not getting sales. We are trying to sell on online own website, we are not getting sales. So it's important to know what you're selling and which channel is right for you. So one of the proverbs that I'm very I follow is your direction is more important than your speed. It doesn't matter how fast you're going if you're heading in the wrong direction. So pick the right product, the right channel, and then ideal customer. The way to do it is look at your offline store. Who is actually buying from you? Look at the last 12 months sales. If you can sort by customer name and total purchase, you will see Pareto principle working. 20% customers giving you 80% sales or profits. Those 20% customers, if you can further drill down, at least look at the profile of top 10, top 20 customers. Put an image to them, find out their demographics, are they male, female, what age group, which location, what profession, what income group. When you know a little bit more details, and then try to uncover why do they actually buy jewelry, the type of jewelry you are selling, what are they trying to achieve? Either it is a gifting requirement or self purchase requirement. What problems they're facing while buying jewelry from, let's say, you or any other jewelers. If you understand their problems, you would be able to build content which will naturally attract them. So knowing who is part of your strategy. Then how? Whenever you are advertising, if you are not able to articulate very specifically how your products are better than your competitor or other options available, it would be generic and a me too product. You would have to compete on price. That's why knowing your USP is important, and knowing your why. This is easier said than done. Very few companies in the world actually know why they sell what they sell beyond making profit. So profit is the common goal for every company, but purpose is beyond making profit. What impact you want to create? Are you trying to solve a problem? How are you trying to make the users life better or your employees life better? So when you have that with you very clearly and articulate that, you form connection with customers, which is beyond transaction. It helps you build relationships. Then let's move to retention. As I said, this is for offline first jewelers who already have an existing physical retail business. Why retention is important before jumping into acquisition? In my experience, when I look at offline first retailers, only 10, 20, 30% of your customers are new customers every year. Majority of the existing customers are old customers who are buying repeatedly. Now we see all the national, regional jewelry chains or online digital jewelry startups, D2C startups, are all aggressively expanding their footprint, either own store or franchisee store. So in every locality, new stores are coming up. So naturally, they would take away some customers from your cream customer base, or maybe the new customers they're attracting by being very aggressive on marketing and digital. So how do you retain your existing customer? The first and foremost is implementing NPS. NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. It helps you evaluate the satisfaction level of your existing customer. For example, just a simple question: how likely are you to recommend our products and services to your friends and family? How are they rating you in a scale of 1 to 10? If they rate 9 and 10, which means they're very happy, they're satisfied, they're likely to promote. If they're rating you 7 and 8, they're neutral. Anything below 7 means they may not come back and even spread negative words about you. So knowing that helps you not only retain your customer, but also address any grievances that your existing customers have. Then comes CRM. All the database that you have built, are you in top of their mind? Have you captured the database? Are you nurturing them through WhatsApp, SMS, email, so that you can not only sell your existing product, you can cross sell and upsell them regularly. And finally, loyalty program. This is again not just reward or coupons, vouchers that you give, but also can you create some, let's say, offline event, and invite some of your top or cream customers and give a memorable experience. This is where they will build a relationship with you and start talking about you to their friends and family. Now moving to branding. So what is branding? So branding is not what we say about yourself, it is mainly what others say about us. So it starts with, let's say, own media. Own media is you talking about your products and services on your own website, social media, blogs, and videos. So basically bring out the best of what you have in offline retail and showcase it to the world. That starts with own media. Then earned media. When you request your customers to give you testimonials, reviews, ratings, or even in your post when they interact with you, when they comment, share, like. So all this helps you spread the awareness naturally without any cost. And that's more powerful than you talking about your brand. Once these two is done, then you can try paid media, which is some press release to amplify what is good in you. You can hire some local influencer and reach out to their fan following base. You can also do some offline ads, ATL ads, or offline events to create brand awareness. So branding basically helps you create more awareness and trust, which is more important for getting purchase. Now we move to the acquisition stage. So acquisition you can do organically through SEO. SEO is nothing but it helps you in ranking your website in top in the search engine, so that users can easily find you when they're searching for your brand name, or let's say generic keywords like whatever the product category you are in. When they search for you, are you showing up online? And also your Google business profile. Very important, because that's where they get the contact details. A lot of people who are searching locally find your direction to your store using Google business profile. Then you can try PPC ads, paid ads in Google as well as social media to generate leads, increase your followers, and give more and more increase brand awareness. And once you build that database, you can use retargeting, remarketing to convert your database. So marketing takes a day to learn. Unfortunately, it takes a lifetime to master. As you see, it's pretty extensive, but if you go step by step, each step will help you increase your business. Now let's talk about it from online first jewelers point of view. Steps are the same: strategy, acquisition, retention, branding. Just the sequence has changed. Since they're starting online without a physical store, acquisition is priority, then retention and branding. So in strategy, again, know what product you want to sell, which channel, who is your customer, how are you better than others, and the why of your brand. In what, I would say, since you're starting up online without a physical presence, a generic product would be very difficult to sell. So select a category, let's say silver jewelry. Within silver jewelry, look at different types of silver jewelry. If the micro niche that you pick up, you will have lesser competition and you can build expertise faster. So you will have a easier success and people will know you for that particular type of jewelry. For acquisition, for digital first jewelers, start with a zero cost model. So you already have, let's say, a network of friends, family, relatives, office colleagues. Maybe join a lot of online groups in Facebook, LinkedIn groups, or even WhatsApp groups that you're present, and create a social media page. These are all zero cost. and start sharing about your brand, about your product, and what value does it bring for your customers. You will see naturally the brand awareness going, and people who interact with you, you can start building a database for free. Other low cost model is, start joining offline exhibitions, pop-up shows in your locality. That helps you bring a face to the brand. When people not just see the brand online, also touch and feel, the trust is built quickly. So it helps you get your initial customers. Online marketplace also helps you get quicker result because people already trust that platform. So it will help you get exposure to a lot more customers and get your initial customers. Keep in mind, in acquisition, if you're a new brand, your focus should not be try to make profit from each transaction in the beginning. The idea is to get new customers, see whether they're liking it, get the NPS done to see how is their experience, how satisfied are they, and continuously improve. Once you make your new customer, your confidence goes up. And also, you can encourage them to share reviews, ratings, testimonials about your brand. It will help build trust quickly. You can also experiment with some paid ads in PPC to generate more leads and database. So step one is all about generating a bigger database, making initial customers, not trying to make profit, but make initial base of customers and database, and use that database for regularly retargeting and remarketing. The more you nurture, the more results you will see. Once you made some customers, the steps are same, which I explained in previous slide. Conduct NPS regularly, nurture them through CRM, and try to build a loyalty program for your top clients. Finally, own media. Again, for branding, it's the same steps as the previous slide. Then you can move to building your own website, start adding blogs, videos, earned media, promote user-generated content, and paid media, use some influencer activity, PR, and ATL offline events as you grow your business. So the product that will not sell without advertising will not sell profitably with advertising. A lot of jewelers have connected with me saying, we started online, but we are able to get sale, but we are not making money. If you look at what has happened is they've straight away got into paid ads. And when you're advertising, you are creating awareness. You are not creating trust. Trust is created by what others talk about you. So if you work on those two elements first, a zero cost model, low cost model, and if the product is selling, you know that there's a product market fit, only then you should advertise or spend money. Now we come to the third section, digital marketing checklist. Let me show you, there are 3 stages in marketing. One is generating leads, second is converting those leads, and third is generating referrals. Majority businesses turn profitable when they see organic word of mouth or referrals working. There are 3 sub stages among each of them. So what you need to do in this checklist is, for your current business, whether it is offline or digital first brand, just rate yourself low, medium, or high against these 9 parameters. Have you identified your target audience, defined their persona, their demographics, their psychographics, why are they buying, what problems they are facing? The more you know the customer, your marketing would be better. The less knowledge you have about who is your customer, you are doing a very broad marketing, conversion would be low, ROI would be low. Then right message. Are you using a right advertisement copy, the visual, the headline, the message that you're writing? Is it communicating your USP? Third, are you using the right marketing platform? Is your if you know who is your customer, then you would know which platform is right to reach out such customers. Then comes to lead capturing. All those leads that you have generated, do you have a system to capture the lead? Do you have a system to nurture the lead? And finally, conversion. Are you able to convert those leads? So you can measure how is your lead generation, are you generating number of leads that you're generating every month, and how is the conversion rate? You can score yourself low, medium, and high. And finally, for generating referrals, if you're not getting very high word of mouth or new clients through referral, you need to first check customer satisfaction level with your current customers. How are they rating you in 1 to 10 scale? If it's 9 or 10, then they are satisfied. If anything below that, which means you need to still improvise. Customer loyalty. Are they coming back? Is there a repeat sale happening? If you are selling only one time digitally, it's very difficult to make profit. You don't make profit in the first transaction. Usually the ad cost is very high. You make profit when they come back and buy repeatedly from you. So you test your repeat, you can check simple exercise. Last year, how many people bought from you? What percentage of those people bought again this year? So these are the numbers which will help you check your repeat sale percentages. And finally, customer referrals. You can ask your customers, how did they come to know about your brand? And how many came through referrals. So those are some metrics which will help you see how you are doing in each of these parameters. So they say a problem is well stated. A problem well stated is a problem half solved. When you know exactly where the performance is lacking, you can fix that. Now that we know the customer journey, the digital journey, and the importance of digital, the question is how much should a jeweler spend on digital marketing? So it actually works backward. You look at your annual sales target for any particular year. Allocate a percentage of that as your overall marketing budget. If it's a physical offline retailer, gold and diamond jewelry, usually it is 0.5%. The higher the profit margin in your product, you can allocate greater percentage on marketing. Digital first brands, the marketing percent budget initial years are very high. So once you know the total marketing budget, you have to split it among digital and traditional marketing. Digital first brands usually have 70% or higher allocation towards digital. Initially, it could be 100% digital. And offline first brands, depending on what price points you're selling, you still need to have an offline or traditional advertising option, because a lot of your customers are still offline. And that's why it is important to first bifurcate your marketing budget correctly. And out of that budget, how much to spend on acquisition, retention, and branding. As a thumb rule, 30% spend on branding, which is creating awareness and advocacy for trust among your buyer. And 50% gets into acquisition, new buyer acquisition, and 20% spend in retaining your customer, delivering them a better experience. Again, these are reference numbers. You can tweak it as per your business requirements. With this, we come to the final slide. Here, let me first read out the quote at the bottom. Marketing is about innovation, and innovation starts by intimately observing your customers. Keep your customer in the center, observe them, seek feedback from them, listen to them. You will find a lot of opportunities. Every problem that they're facing are basically opportunity for you in disguise. Innovate based on the feedback, based on your observation. And once you innovate, once you improvise your product and service, do the marketing. Once you do the marketing, again, observe and listen to the customer. How did they react? It's a cycle. The more you observe, then improve, you are basically marketing a better version of yourself. And if you continue this cycle, it will get into a flywheel and it would lead to a profitable online growth. With this, we come to our final section on live Q&A. We can open the floor for any questions now. So you can use the chat box to type in your questions.
Deepak ji, if you open up the attendees list on the right hand side, you will see a few people are raising hands. So those guys, you'll have to unmute yourself so that they can talk. You can go one by one.
Just a second.
At the moment, Kamal Saluja is interested.
Yes, Kamal, I have unmuted you. You can speak. You can unmute and speak.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for sharing all the information. It was quite helpful. So I have recently joined a jewelry import and distribution firm, and I handle purchase and business development for them. And basically, we are currently, as far as my directors told, we are in a B2B model, and we'd like to get to the B2C model. So we are anyways, we've just exhibited at a very big show recently at NESCO, and other factors that you mentioned, which will help in marketing and expanding our business. But our core is tools and machinery. So we are not into any precious jewelry or the end product. We are basically the products that are used to make jewelry. So
So what is your
right
question,
now,
Kamal?
my question is that as a first time online, like we just have a website now and we want to get into e-commerce online selling. So does it work for the tools and machinery also, or is this just for the just for the jewelry part?
Yeah. So see, if you look at overall, and it's B2B, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So B2B transaction, you have to see what depends on what price point products are. If it's a low price point product, people may just swipe the card and buy online. But typically, the discovery happens online and the closure would happen offline. So online will help you create awareness, generate inquiries. There are platforms like India Mart or Trade India where you can list. There are multiple online marketplaces also which already has audience, the customers. So as I said, you need to look at who is your target audience, and if you interact with them physically, you will see map their journey right now. How are they buying? Where are they searching about the tools and machinery? And if you can make yourself present there, so basically you have to create visibility, then inquiry, and then conversion can happen.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kamal. Rushabh has raised his hand. Rushabh, can you speak now?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Rushabh.
Okay, so thank you for the presentation. We're basically a company that currently has some kind of expertise in the whole jewelry manufacturing and so on and so forth. So I had two questions for you. Number one is there a way to reach out to you apart from this this Zoom meeting or whatever? And my second question is that, with Carrot Lane being there, with Bluestone being there, and with such large players being there, is there still an opportunity for someone starting new in this space, in the online jewelry space?
So very good question. See, Carrot Lane is there and Bluestone is there, but you still saw Malora coming up, and you will still see Jiva coming up with silver jewelry. So as I said, if you find niches, as in category within that, if you go jewelry within that, there are four categories I showed: fashion jewelry, silver jewelry. Within silver jewelry, there are multiple different types of silver jewelry. If you pick a micro niche and specialize, you can beat anyone. For
Okay.
example, overall retail, not just talking about jewelry, you have Amazon, Flipkart at the giants. But at the same time, you can see Nykaa is doing very well, Myntra is doing very well. There's a Lenskart which is doing excellent, because they have picked a niche and specialized in that domain. Then the generic horizontal players would not be able to compete easily.
So sorry, just as a follow-up question to the same thing that you said. For example, you choose some of the best sellers that are working for our company in the offline space, and we take that category itself online. Now that could directly compete against, any one of these larger players. But if you're offering a best price, is that still something that you see working, or you don't see that as working?
See, if you offer the best price, the way you are trying to compete on price, tomorrow again someone will come and offer a better price. So price is the parameter which will eventually, it's a race to the bottom. The lowest price
Correct.
will eventually win. So if you have a reason to believe that you can manufacture at the lowest in the industry, I would say then go for lowest price as a strategy, because it's only the lowest price person wins. Rest all will compete and bleed. So I would not encourage price as the strategy, because anytime any new person can come and lower the price, discount, and take away the customer. And when you compete on price, you usually do not attract the cream customer.
Perfect. Is there a way to reach you apart from the Zoom meeting?
Yes, you can see in this slide my website, mywisdomlane.com. So I conduct one free 30-minute session with jewelers every day. So you can go and book a free 30-minute session, and I can answer your more specific questions there. Thank you, Rushabh.
And if you wanted to engage with you, yeah.
So we can interact offline once you book a 30-minute session from my website. So we take another question from Himanshu. Himanshu, can you speak?
Yeah. Hi, am I audible?
Yes, Himanshu.
Yeah, since we are talking about price, I just wanted to ask, see, global leaders like Tiffany and also, from my understanding, they have margins of more than 80, 100%. Like they are not playing on the price or the value of gold and jewel, etc. They are selling, right? Whereas in Indian market, mostly the margins are much smaller, maybe 10, 20, so on and so forth. So do you see the scope in Indian market moving towards that direction, where we can move way away from price and just play on the differentiating uniqueness factors of the product? And if yes, then how can we do that, maybe especially from an online perspective?
So see, there are categories there like plain gold jewelry. Maybe the margins are less, but diamond jewelry margins are relatively high. If you look at Carrot Lane, their published report says the gross margin is above 30%.
Hmm.
So there are players and imitation jewelry, silver jewelry margins are even higher. So margins vary by category, and also it's your individual branding. Branding helps you sell your product at a premium.
All right. And if we have to start building such a brand in a country like India, what would be like the most crucial points there? Because it's not going to be the traditional way we start with, hey, we have new designs, we
Correct.
have something
So
extra,
I
right?
could do a complete session on branding, but in short, if I have to
Yeah,
answer, the branding is nothing but building trust, and trust is built when you do what you say. So whenever you are
right.
from advertising, you are creating a expectation by giving a promise. If you are
Mm,
able to over deliver on the promise, you will naturally build trust. And trust is branding. Branding is nothing but trust and how many people know you. The more brand awareness spreads, the more popular the brand is. So there are multiple ways to create brand. I post regularly on LinkedIn, and once posted 5 V's, V for victory, 5 V's formula for creating a brand. One is defining your vision and mission, then your values, then maybe the visuals, the verbal, the voice with which you express your brand, and the value proposition. Branding means they should identify your brand as unique. Value proposition is unique value proposition. What is unique in you? When you articulate those things and people are able to receive and agree with your promise, so what you are claiming, if there's a reason to believe it, it becomes a brand. Yeah, we can talk separately some details about it.
noted. Thanks a lot.
Most welcome. We'll take a few questions from the chat. Anonymous attendee, can you please go to the slide 4 steps of jewelry brand can grow digitally? I would suggest if you can raise your hand so that we can allow you to speak. Okay, Kusai Daginawala, he is asking to slide on offline jeweler. Okay, I will move to the previous slides. Just give me a moment. And anonymous attendee, he says, what are best practices to go online? Okay, and which are the potential jewelry product categories to start with the online in Indian market? Okay, so I'll take this question first. Potential jewelry categories for selling online. See, imitation and silver jewelry are very fast growing categories, and anything which is low in price point, the trust requirements are less. The higher the price of a product, people need higher level of trust, and it would take you longer time to convert online. So I would say low price point products, look at two things: categories which are growing very fast. Let's say silver jewelry, fashion jewelry, nowadays lab grown diamond jewelry, the categories that are growing very fast, and categories that have relatively less number of competition. How do you find that? Within each category, if you drill down further, do subcategories, you will identify some subcategory which is growing fast, but competition is relatively less. And that's where you can see quicker success. Now I'll move to my previous slide as per audience's request. Okay, so this is the journey of offline first jewelers. You can raise your hand if you want to ask specific questions regarding this. Yeah, Kusai, I have given permission to speak. Can you speak now, Kusai?
Yeah, yeah. So in terms of acquisition, when you say organic, the organic, the paid lead and the paid conversion part, uh, what do what do you mean by that in terms of, uh, you know, this is this is through your website or this is through your blogs? How exactly, it
Okay,
should work?
right. So SEO is, yes, it is for your website. So SEO is search engine optimization. So basically, making your website rank on Google. So how it works is, let's say you first have to identify what product you are selling and what is, if you are a customer, how would you search for that product? Which keyword will you use that will bring the right customer to your website? So those keywords, if you write content around those keywords, maybe the category pages, product pages you create, and if you can put those keywords in your website, and there's the backlinking that needs to be created. It's a little more technical, but in SEO is basically the keywords that you want to rank for, the keywords that your customers are searching for. You put those keywords on your website and create good, interesting content around it, and tell Google that if these are the keywords people are searching, these are the content that is available. There's a technical way. SEO is a way to index those pages on Google, and it naturally brings. How you rank on the top depends on relatively how good your content is compared to other content on similar keywords available. And that's how you will get organic traffic. So search SEO is good because it brings you little more bottom of the funnel buyers, people who are actually searching actively. Unlike social media, people don't go to social media to buy products. They are there to do networking or maybe for entertainment, and they happen to come across your product or advertisement. So it's a relatively higher in the funnel. But a search, whether it is a paid search or SEO, organic search, the customers are closer to the buying funnel.
Okay. The other part is that you can also work on the FAQ page regarding this.
Yes.
So, okay.
FAQ is a very good point because you are straight away answering their questions. You're framing the questions that they're asking and you are answering. So it basically helps you showcase your expertise or authority on a topic, and it helps you build trust. When people find answers to the questions in your site, naturally it will increase the trust level with your brand.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Most welcome. Yes, do we have any more questions?
Not in the question and answers. If there's anyone else who want to raise their hands, Deepak Chaudhary has raised his hand recently. If you haven't interacted with him,
So,
Deepa Chaudhary. Yes.
Deepak
Hi,
Chaudhary.
Deepa. Can you speak now?
I'm Deepa. Sorry, on my thing, I think it's being displayed as Deepak, but yeah. So, hi, I have a question. So, who among Melora, Carrot Lane, and Bluestone do you think is leveraging content marketing the best?
Okay. So it's a very specific question. I would tell you the way to find out is, the organic traffic.
मैं तुम्हारे के बताऊं कारण कि आप
Yeah.
थोड़ू सो
Can you
अपने यहाँ
unmute
से
yourself, please, Kushai?
yeah sorry
Okay, welcome. So, Deepa, to answer your question, there's a way to measure the performance of content marketing. One of them is, your organic traffic. The more content you have created, the more organic traffic you will get in your website. And there are tools like SimilarWeb in which you can go type the URL of the company and see the number of traffic that is coming. Total traffic, the paid version also gives you more drill down views. So there's a technical way to actually find out the organic traffic in their website.
Correct. Since you're already doing, which among three would you say is leveraging, say, digital marketing the most?
Yeah, it's a qualitative and a subjective answer. I would like to reserve my views on this.
It's subjective, but So according to you, therefore.
Yeah. So we can take this question offline in a recorded seminar. I would not like to share my personal view.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll get in touch with you. I'm on your LinkedIn. I'll write to you.
Thank you, Deepa.
All right. Thank you. It was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa. Yes, do we have any more questions?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered everything. If anyone wants to,
Himanshu asked questions on the chat box. Best logistics for D2C jewelry products.
oh yeah, sorry.
So, Himanshu, it depends on the nature of the product. If it's a fashion jewelry or silver jewelry, low ticket products, Blue Dart is a good option. They have a good coverage of pin codes. If it's a high value product, you can explore BVC. There are multiple more, aggregators also who have tie-ups with further multiple logistic companies. If you connect with me offline, I would be able to, guide you based on your specific product. Himanshu says, thank you.
Rajesh, who's raised the hand recently, if you can have a word with him.
Yes. I'll take it. Yes, Mr. Rajesh, you can ask your question now.
Sorry, but actually, I have already meeting now. So my question is actually in the India, right? So mostly the what kind of the marketing and what kind of the social media will affect the D2C brands, especially for the fine jewelry. It's not the silver or the fashion. Right, because the one of my client is also asking the same one, like they are doing the lab grown diamond and they are want to build a brand. Right, so what is the way to move forward accordingly? Because there is a lot of things to have in the note, but there is a note they cannot decide the way. Right, so what can be the specific way
Right.
if you can move forward?
So you mentioned fine jewelry. So it's, I presume it's a high value product.
It's not that much high value. It's approximate 1.5 to 2 lakhs maximum.
Yeah. So that's in online parlance. It's anything above 50,000 is high value. So if you try to, run PPC ads and try to sell online, it could take a lot of time to get conversion. So I would say suggest for very high value product, focus on brand building. So basically build trust, and that is built by, presenting content around your brand and also doing a lot of offline exhibitions, participations. Because if you interact with your customers and create initial purchase and use those testimonials to build trust, advertisement alone will not get you business. It will only create
Right.
awareness. So it's a mix of, a little bit of paid advertisements, but also creating trust. As I mentioned, get your initial customer through your network, through doing some offline exhibitions, and get their testimonials, reviews, write some content. You can use influencers to reach out to
Right,
their
right.
audience who already follow them. Those are mediums which work better to get you initial inquiries and leads than just paid
Okay.
ads.
And is it have necessary to have the corporate ads like on the national television? How much it will be helpful?
See, I would suggest those stages you do only after your product market fit, as in
Hmm,
the sequence that I mentioned.
hmm,
Let me move to the D2C slide.
hmm.
So here, go for a national television or high level branding only when you have done your initial zero cost or low cost acquisition, because you need to
Right.
see also how satisfied are they with your product. Because if your
Got
current
it.
customers are rating you low, you don't want to
Hmm.
spend money on advertising, acquiring new customer if the existing customers are not becoming repeat customers. And if
Right,
they are
right.
not
Got it.
giving good, testimonials or feedback, so
Hmm,
basically what happens is when you advertise, it
hmm.
can also expose the cracks within the system. So
Right.
it is a two-edged sword. So marketing is nothing but amplifying what is good in you. So once you know
Hmm,
that satisfaction is good, we are getting good feedback, then amplify. Do not do it prematurely. It might open up and spread negativity.
right. Right, right. Got it.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Got the answers properly.
So Ananya Loke asks, which portal would be best for baby jewelry in gold? Okay, I'll give a very simple answer, Ananya. Act as a customer, go to Google and search for baby jewelry in gold. Whichever portals come in the top, visit those couple of portals and you will see who has, lot more variety, lot more brands selling. Naturally, the ones which are good will show up in the top results. So it's a very simple way of finding out, not just baby jewelry in gold, any other category. Act as a customer, search for it in Google, whichever websites pop up in the top, not paid ads, organically, because paid ads, any new brand can also show up in the top. Organically, first page in the top 3, top 5, whatever is showing up, likely to be a good one. Hope that answers your question. Okay. So yes, I think there are no more questions.
Just cross-checking, Rusha Parekh and Mayank ji, I mean, your hands are up. Do you have any more follow-up questions if you want to ask? Right, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we are.
I have a question with pertaining to the logistics.
Yes, sir.
Now, there is a very difficult situation which is coming up with the courier companies. Can this problem be solved through your platforms, keeping in mind that multiple and quantitative parcels are being sent by courier, small parcels, and the problems are, number one, they are not delivered and they are shown as they have tried 2-3 times, and it is the returns is a very high ratio of the number of parcels being sent, number one. Number two, if they are COD parcels, the problem comes that they are permitting the opening or the time of delivery, they are permitting the opening of the parcel and thereafter it is being returned. Third position is that the jewelry is being taken out and other items are being put into those packets of the COD parcels and being returned to us. Do you think there is some way, because this is a very, very, according to me, this is a very big problem, because it is permitting the logistic companies to earn two-way courier charges for the items which they have not even cared to deliver to the customer. Can you highlight if this can be taken up through your platform?
Yeah. So very good question, Manji. Thanks for sharing. And I believe a lot of other jewelers also resonate with this challenge. I myself, being an online seller before, I've faced this problem, although not majority with my transactions, with some transactions. I would say, we are not experts only in logistics, but we intend to onboard a member who is expert in logistics. So maybe in the future, we would conduct a webinar specifically on jewelry logistics, so that they cover and answer existing such questions, and offline, on online, they can take live more questions. So our idea of this platform is to understand the challenges jewelers are facing while, growing online, and bring the top solution providers in the country through this platform to share knowledge and extend services. So hopefully, I've already noted down your points, and hopefully very soon we'll come back with an expert to conduct a webinar and answer questions and provide service also. One
Tulsian,
follow-up question I have, Manji, for you.
yeah.
This problem that you are facing with COD customers opening the parcel, or charging two-way logistics,
Yeah.
what percentage of your transaction is this happening?
I can't say immediately, but it's a very, very high percentage, let me tell you. It is,
Okay.
it is not expected in an e-commerce trade this sort of returns and COD negativity, it is actually affecting the buildup of the jewelry e-commerce business, let me tell you.
So usually what happens is low value products and COD, there are some challenges like this. And the way I would say from my past experience, the way to overcome this is, you can look at, is there a particular geography where you're noticing more such activities from. So if you can play with the data and identify, where is this happening? Is it a particular product? Is this happening more? Then you can systematically reduce. But I don't think there's a way to, avoid completely. It's basically, it's part of doing e-commerce. There are some, problems with every business, and this is one part of the problem where returns and logistics is very high, especially low ticket items, COD. So you may have a, let's say, threshold above which you give COD. So that there are ways in which you can limit the number of returns, but it is actually part of this business.
We are doing those aspects are being taken care of. But unfortunately, even the topmost logistic companies, including, I will name them, Delivery, Blue Dart, all of them, they are having the same problems. It is not that the big names are secured for us. They are all the same.
Got it. So it's a good point you have mentioned. So maybe, if it's a pressing need, offline, you can drop me a message, and I know a lot of logistic service providers in person. Maybe I can, bridge you directly with some of them.
Okay, thank you.
Most welcome. Yes, I think with this, we have come towards an end.
Yes, so if you can share some closing notes. I think we have a lot of people waiting till the end to hear from you. Very interactive session. Thank you so much, everyone, to stay till the end. And I think over to you, Deepak ji, to give your closing notes.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for participating, and I really loved the Q&A questions that came up, and we look forward to bringing more such insightful sessions from various angles within jewelry e-commerce, and we would share a recorded version of this video on YouTube so that you can refer to it later as well. Thank you once again, and we look forward to your continued participation in future as well.